Hello ladies and gents, we've got more information about Ruby Rose's Batwoman and the set of Batwoman and this backwards and forwards between Warner Brothers TV and Ruby Rose. Now, one thing which is undeniable, which coincidentally no one has actually refuted yet, was the safety on the set. The safety on the set of Batwoman was a disgrace, we know that, because there are two major injuries that were easily avoidable. One person is now is a paraplegic, and Ruby Rose had her back broken and obviously had to undergo surgery. Two things which you can't argue with. But then what Warner Brothers TV and Ruby Rose are doing a backwards and forwards dance on who's to blame for behaviour, which is interesting. So those key things which are actually more important than behaviour, i.e. safety, which obviously leads to behaviour can lead to unsafe environments as well, no one's refuting them. But we get a statement here from a crew member who is backing up Warner Brothers TV. So I thought we'd dive into it and just take a look because I've been covering this and it's been fascinating to watch it unfold. Genuinely fascinating. Genuinely fascinating. So this is from Alexander J. Baxter, who worked on season 1 of Batwoman. Obviously the only one, fun enough, with... Was it the only? Yeah, it was the only one with Ruby Rose in it, wasn't it? I forgot for a second there. I was like, which fucking season was Ruby Rose in? But anyway, here we go. So Baxter, the CEO and founder of Costelate Films, issued the following statement to CBR regarding his time working with Rose on Batwoman. And it is quite revealing, but everyone, left, right and centre, has got a vested interest in all of this. So it's difficult to believe anyone, but remember that one indisputable fact is the safety was really bad. Now he says this: when I first got into the industry, I was very fortunate to get on certain shows like Supergirl, Sabrina, and a few features here and there. But the highlight of my entry to film was Batwoman Season 1. I was an actor, aspiring to know more about the film industry, and when the job came up I was so excited. Being a DC fan and a huge fan of Warner Brothers, I jumped at the opportunity. My philosophy was that I could learn as much as I could on set and then go on to do my own films. Little did I know of the hell that awaited me on those sets. The production company was professional, dialed in, and in every way fantastic. The crew was lovely, hard-working, and dedicated to countless night shoots. It sounded to be an amazing experience in the making. Then came Ruby Rose. It's very dramatic, isn't it? Like it's almost like a script. And I'm not saying either way, in fairness. I don't believe any of them. Again, the only things I believe in is the indisputable facts. Safety was bad. Then came Ruby Rose. From day one, where her supposed injury stopped her from doing 60% of her job, she began her first day on the show not acknowledging a single crew member besides anyone above the line. And as the days stretched on, the 18-hour Saturdays for some of us in the crew, things got worse. She showed up late most days, didn't have her lines memorised, and whenever she interacted with anyone below the line, production assistant, LX crew, grips, it was as though we were beneath her boots. Look, some of this stuff I believe because a lot of actors are actually like that. Like I've worked with some actors and they're just total knobheads. So it's just what you expect. You know, you do genuinely expect that of talent. They are talent. They are below the rung of prostitutes. And I've said this many, many times. They just pretend to be everyone else for a living. No harm in that. But when these top tier celebrity actors drop in and go, I'm the bee's knees. No, you're not. You pretend to be other people for a living. That is literally your life. Like I get it. There's an art form to it. But no. Calm down. You're nothing special. Anyway, so she stormed off set. She yelled at people. And whenever she interacted with any of us production assistants, we were disregarded as the trash we picked up. One day at the studio, we spent the entire morning setting up her requested green room, 6 heaters because she was used to Australian hot weather, and her table of snacks, only to have her show up, giggle, walk away and say she is good. We chalked it up to another Ruby is just giving orders for the sake of giving orders moment and moved on. Look, if this is true, that's mental. Just as an FYI. That is utterly mental. Then I was holding a door open for her after having worked over 15 hours at that point in the freezing cold weather, and she came billowing through the door that I just opened, and she spilt her food. She looked at it, then up at me and said, well, and then stormed off and left me to clean up her mess. I mean, that's like dramatic shite. That is what it felt like working beneath Ruby, cleaning up her mess. She never thanked us. She only made demands that left us all exhausted emotionally and physically. Look, if this is true, this is pretty damning stuff, to be fair. No one's going to want to work with them ever again, are they? Like, let's be honest. She was a dictator to work for. And having been nothing but a production assistant eager to get into the industry, she made me consider quitting. If this was the industry I was going into, I sure as hell wasn't going to work for entitled tyrants. Living downtown, I met one of her close friends on a dating app, and he shared with me stories of them partying and getting high on all assortments of drugs. And funnily enough, the days where she showed up 8 hours late to set were the days he spoke about. She didn't care how long we waited for her and made sure everything was perfect and ready. She just cared about her personal party lifestyle. I'm not sure I can believe her friend would just disclose all of that. I mean, maybe, but it's a pretty dumbass friend, isn't it? Oh yeah, we got high last night. Ha 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 ha. Really? Are people really that stupid? Maybe. Maybe. Sounds dumb, but maybe. Anyway. We worked countless long days, always going into overtime because she was either late or not off book or some other reason relating to her not wanting to be there. From the moment we started the show, she made every new person that came on uneasy and unsupported. She was a horrible star. I made so many of us feel like we were helping make a show for a dictator. Filmmakers, no matter what position they are on a film set, deserve to be treated with respect. That's how I was taught growing up and in film school. And when I read her article claiming that the production was at fault, it infuriated me because having been there, I don't want to stand by and let her badmouth a company that she tried to screw over. No matter how bad your day, you have no right to be cruel. And season 1 was her reign of cruelty. Look, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens with all of this. Loads of people are just saying she's talking absolute bollocks. Revisionist history. Dougray Scott is saying that she stated a whole bunch of defamatory stuff. We're never going to know the truth, right? But the one truth that we do know is that the set was dangerous. We know that. That's nothing we can argue with. Now, Ruby Rose doesn't speak to me as someone who's particularly a pleasant individual. Anyway, she does seem quite entitled. And I can believe some of this stuff, I'm sure. I am sure as well, some of it's embellished. And I am sure Alexander probably came out because he's a founder of a new film company, I'd imagine, and probably wanted a bit of hype for that as well. There's loads and loads and loads of angles to work here. We'll never know the truth, but I'm enjoying keeping you updated on it. So let me know what you guys think of Ruby Rose, the Tyrant, the Dictator, down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe, hit that like button, and share the video. Thanks so much. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. H Reviews. I've got legs, by the way. You can see them on Instagram. Cheers. Take care.